fellow YouTubers, Trouble8385 here with YouTube Gaming Community number 54. So today we're going to jump right into our topic, and it is by The Completionist. And his first message to me on Skype about the topic was, it's kind of a thought that was on my mind a lot. Do paying for rare retro games for what they truly worth make it bad for other collectors to buy them? And then he elaborated a little more when I sent a little message back to him on Skype. I understand the desire that a lot of people have to always find a good deal, but since I'm more focused on playing rare stuff for older consoles, I don't buy a lot of new current releases. I guess what's weighing on my mind the most is that people feel like they want to get rare games for a reasonable price, but when it comes time for us to sell our collections, and a lot of us will, people inflate the price for what they originally paid for it, especially if they got it at a good deal. Okay. Now this is what drives me nuts, by the way, when I go to garage sales. The people who look on eBay and see the prices they're going for, and they assume that's the price, and they raise the price of the game. What drives me nuts about people who have collections, listen, we all want to get our value out of our collections, right? We don't collect things. You either collect it for love or money. Okay? You either love the hobby you're in, or you collect it for money. Only two reasons. It's bad for collectors when people sell their game for the very high price. Because the problem you're getting into is games are getting so rare, in some cases, they're so expensive, insanely expensive, for no reason, that you're starting to cut out the regular player from buying that game. And I could give examples of other industries who have done this, or who have made these special collector things and stuff. Like, for example, let's just take trading card games, right? Marvel Ultimate Battle, you know, here's all some of the rare cards in the Marvel Battle. Or you could go, like, okay, for the Yu-Gi-Oh fans, you can go Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, rare cards for that. Or you could go off Pokemon, rare cards for this. Or baseball cards. See, baseball cards, it used to be rookie cards, or the cards in the 80s you used to go after for the price. These days, it's all about the special cards. Now, these aren't the special cards. Special cards today, and baseball cards, in case you want to know, are one-for-ones, memorabilia cards, a jersey, a bat. I remember I was opening Topps a year after the Cardinals won the World Series, and I had gotten a memorabilia bat for some big player or somebody. I put it up on eBay, and I sold it for $200. Comic books would be the one in the 90s I could give you the biggest show of glutton on their part. Because in the 90s, they were big on, let's say, like this copper cover for Spider-Man 1 by Todd McFarlane, or the good old foil cover back in the 90s. Today, everybody loves number ones, you know. How much are those comic books worth now? You get them dirt cheap most cases today, so they're not worth anything. The rare cards in these cases, when they first come up, they're worth a lot of money, then the price comes down. Most cases. The problem with all these examples I'm giving to you is that these rare stuff becomes a point where the regular collector can't afford the stuff. That is the problem we have with the collectors who go out and buy 5, 6, like Super Mario All-Stars. What makes me laugh so much with 25th anniversary for everybody went out there and bought it. 5 years, Nintendo will come out with another one with the other games you said should have been on it, and the one you got now isn't going to be worth as much as it is today. With emulation, quite frankly, and if those games come out there, it lowers the price of your game even more over time. If, say, Nintendo says in a year from now, we're going to release this thing out there on WiiWare. What worries me the most about collecting, I hate, is that what's going to happen with video games, what's going to have happen with comic books. For today with comic books, they do a first run of, especially they know something's going to sell well, they do a first run where you have the regular cover, and then you have the limited edition cover with a different cover on it. Then the second print run today, it has a different cover. So if you like that comic book, you'll go and get that one. And then there's a limited edition to that. Or if they do a third, fourth, fifth run, they all have different covers, so you gotta go and get all that. What worries me about video games, let's take Final Fantasy 13-2, for example. Let's say Square comes out with a limited edition, and let's say they have 6 main characters in the game, and they come out with a different cover for all 6. Or 6 limited edition, 6 regular. Are you gonna go out and buy them all? Now I understand if you're a fan, like if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, which I can't wait for the new one to come out, and that's all the only fighting game you have are going to get and play, and you're really a fan of it, so you might get the collector's edition with the statue, the other one, and the regular version. Nothing wrong with that. But his argument, of course, is why do people have to buy it low and sell for the extremely high price when they sell it? Then you are becoming no different than those people who go to garage sales, buy those games really cheap, and put them up on eBay for an expensive price. No, I can argue that the true point is if you put it on eBay auction for 99 cents and it happens to go for the high price, more power to you. But what do you think about people who buy it really low and then sell that game really high? Do you think it hurts people? Because collectors are you don't like collectors running into your thing because they always run the prices up. And right now, the expensive video games are only becoming available to the collectors who have the money to spend. The average gamer can't afford that stuff anymore. So, I hope in some way I answered that question. Anyway, today I got a lot of videos for you to check out. First one is by OldSchoolNYCGamer. Let's take a trip to Chinatown Fair VideoGamegeek Arcade. Really cool arcade. And in the description of that video, there's also a link to the video he originally saw that made him want to go there, so check that out also. Next up is Master A's 100. He has two videos, the Xbox 360 song and the PS3 song. These are two older videos, but you should check those out. Next up is A Murphy 245, a couple of import pickups. I love imports. Next up, TheLastGamerTube, Game Room Tour video game collection. He has a lot of TVs and a lot of setup for his systems. Really cool, check that out. PatTheNESPunk has Classic NES Marathon Moment number 83, Sunday Funday Karaoke. Okay, for those you don't know, Sunday Funday was the last North American release on the NES in 1995. It is a rare game. It is also the last unofficially licensed Nintendo game released for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Check it out. It doesn't look like a very good game, but it's interesting to listen to him sing the karaoke part of that game. Next up is RareStuffChannel, Game Room Tour number 1, 30/1/2011 50 sub special. So you should check that out. Next up is ADDatWorkProductions, MAGFest 9, Hearts Indie Games. Okay. He interviews people, I believe, in the indie field who are showing the indie games that they absolutely love. These are some of the games I've never seen before, some I have, like Super Meat Boy. But if you're interested, check that video out. Next up is VintageVideogamegeek Hard4Games. He meets Hard4Games YouTube channel, two guys, and talks to them about their channel, so if you're interested, check that out. Jill Poo 3, Nintendo Junkie Tuesdays, Season 4 starts. Really funny little clip they did. If you need a little laugh, check that out. Next up is Jason Moore 87, DLC and online ruined games rant. Okay. I agree with him with this video in this respect. Like Resident Evil 5, I hate when game developers, the DLC they put up, especially really quickly right after the game comes out, is already on the disc, and all they do is give you a code to unlock the content. I hate when people complain about DLC that's released a couple of months down the road that the developers were never ever going to make because they didn't have enough time with the game coming out to make, and they make it and they release it, and they complain about it, that it should have been on the game disc. Anyway, watch the video, check it out, it's really cool. Next up is JumbleJunkie, the Pinball Wizard Arcade. So if you're interested in checking an arcade out, it's a really cool arcade actually. Next up, PressStartComic, an interview with Nick Dave of Eckercade.com. If you want to see on the tournament scene the people who actually like do really cool up to the minute stats on that stuff, check that out. Next up is the Theatarian IAAPA 2010 Tecway booth. If you want to see a non-American company He has a lot of videos from the IAAPA up on his channel. This one's a couple months. I have a lot of videos this time that are actually a little bit older this time. And it's really cool. It's a Chinese company. Check out their arcade games. It's really cool. Phreakindee, Acorn, Electron computer system. If you've never seen that, check that video out. And lastly, Retro Gamer 3, Flash Game Review 1, Kill Me. He started to start a new series where he's going to show Flash games that, of course, are free. So if you're interested, check that out. And Super Average Gamer 1, I am going to shout out the channel. I'm going to shout out next video, and I will get into some more rules next video. I will get into some of the responses to, you know, like why cell phones are not considered handheld gaming that I got from the last video. And so, guys, till next video.